Recognizing the Leader of the Third Party.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise again on a point of personal privilege. This is the third time this week I have had to stand up on a point of personal privilege in this House. This stems from comments made by the Minister for Housing and the Government House Leader on Monday, February 27th, during question period. On that point, the House Leader and the Minister for Housing said, "Every single day I get up as Minister of Housing, focused on making sure that everyone has an affordable place they can call home. I appreciate the member's question, but every single measure we've brought forward to try to address this challenge, to get more housing built near transit, to get more housing built close to communities, has been opposed by the member across the way." I stood up on Monday afternoon, I came to the House and indicated to the Speaker that that was factually untrue. It is false. Our voting record is available for anybody to see it, including the Government House Leader, who I should expect, and all of us should expect, to be upholding the dignity of this House. Bill 22, the Strata Property Amendment Act, the BC Green Caucus, including me, voted yes. Bill 43, the Housing Supply Act, we voted yes. Bill 44, the Building and Strata Statutes Amendment Act 2022, we voted yes. Bill 26, the Municipalities Enabling and Validating Number 5, we voted yes. Bill 35, Short-Term Rental Accommodations, we voted yes. Bill 47, the Housing Statutes Transit-Oriented Area Amendment Act, we voted yes. We did, in fact, vote against two bills, Bill 44 and Bill 46. Bill 44 was introduced to this House late in the session. Time allocation was called on that bill, so we weren't able to properly get through committee stage to understand every clause of that bill, as is our responsibility and our duty in here. And this is a bill that the government chose to release the report that they used to build that legislation on after the House adjourned in November. They did not uphold their side of the arrangement to treat this House and every member of this House with respect, and to allow us to actually do our jobs on behalf of the people of British Columbia, to examine the legislation that is brought forward in this House. So yes, there are two of the 8 housing bills that this government has brought in that we did not vote for. But the words of the Minister of Housing very clearly state, every single measure we've brought forward to try to address this challenge has been opposed by the member across the way. Then the Minister of Housing stands up earlier this afternoon and he says this, in response to my question of privilege, where I said I would like him to withdraw his comments and I'd like him to apologize for misrepresenting our voting record. He said this, "I highlighted the third party did not support certain proposals to allow construction of units near transit hubs, Bill 44 introduced and passed earlier this Parliament." That is not what he said. Now he's misrepresented what he said. On the day that we release the working group's report and recommendations on how do we improve the culture in this legislature, a huge amount of the conversation that went into that report and those recommendations, and the report itself and those recommendations, are focused on ensuring that every member elected here to represent the people of British Columbia is able to fulfill their role, is able to come here and work with purpose and work on behalf of the people who we represent. When we have a government that has become habituated to calling time allocation on significant pieces of legislation, on not allowing proper debate to unfold, particularly during committee stage. And then we have a government that does not value the importance of transparency, of working across party lines when it comes to the House leaders' joint commitment to managing this chamber and this institution properly. And then we have a government House leader who will not withdraw his incorrect comments and apologize for misrepresenting another member in this House. We are not making the culture in here better. And the onus, the burden of that responsibility of the culture of this place lies heaviest on the government. They have the most power. They have the power to determine how the chamber operates, what the schedule of debate is, what we are debating, when time allocation comes in. They have enormous power. There's a huge responsibility that comes with that. We are all here on behalf of the people of BC, all of us. And we need to have the respect across this aisle for the work that we are doing, and the respect for the things that we have said, the respect for our record. And when I've made it abundantly clear, and it is in the record, indisputably in the record, the government House leader needs to stand up, fulfill his responsibility as a House leader, upholding the dignity of this chamber and this institution. He needs to withdraw his comments, he needs to apologize, and he needs to demonstrate that he will put the well-being of this chamber, of this institution, of our democracy, ahead of whatever personal grievances he might think he has, because he accepted the role of House leader. And that's a serious role. I know that because I've been a House leader. And the House comes first. Thank you.